Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hi, ladies. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yes, it's all good. Okay, good. How was everybody's Christmas? It was good? Who wants to talk? Talk to me. Colleen, I want to talk to you.
I'd like to talk.
Hi. How was everything?
It was really good. It was really good. Got to spend it with my girls and my mom and my brothers, and it was nice.
And it was nice.
Yes.
Linda has no voice. Are you sick? All right, you could chat. You could use the chat.
How was your Christmas?
It was so nice. I said, Nikki, I'll talk to you in a sec, but you had said like you felt so much love, right? From everyone this year so differently. And there was just so much love, like for me, like with everybody too. Same, like it was like beautiful. Everybody got along, everyone was so happy. It was really, 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 really nice. So it was good all around. Anybody want to say anything? Today is going to be like a Q&A. So if you have nothing to talk about, we'll be in trouble. And it'll be also about forgiveness. Okay? So that's the last piece of it all. So before we start, I just wanted to see if anybody wanted to say anything besides for Colleen saying hello. Thank you, Colleen. Mickey? Hey, Allison. Okay, Nikki, you're unmuted.
Sorry. Yeah, no, mine was really good. We all got along really well, which is not normal. There's usually some sort of disagreement or fight or somebody getting aggravated, and that didn't happen. So it was really nice. And I don't know, my grandmother just passed away, so I think that might have had a lot to do with it. Like, we all missed and realized that she wasn't there, so I think we were all trying a little bit harder, but it was good.
Do you think you showed up differently?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't. Like, usually I'm the one that does all the work, like the cleaning up and everything afterwards. My sister doesn't normally do that kind of stuff. But this year, my mom had a hip replacement, so she couldn't do anything. So my sister and I had to do all the cooking, and I just like told her, I said, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Can you do this? And she said, yeah, and she just did it, and she showed up, and she was on time. They're always late. She and her fiance are always late, and they were not, and I kind of like just expected them to be, and I was like, if they're late, it's okay. I'm very type A, I think, and I'm like, we said 6 o'clock. We're going to eat at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And this year I just kind of like let that go, and we ate about 6:45, and it's fine. It was fine, and I just just wanted to show them love and realize what's really important and what's
right.
not. So.
And you had more tolerance for yourself, therefore
yeah.
you had tolerance for them.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
Yeah.
So like, it's like even them being late and you weren't taking it personally, right? Which is like different from probably years in the past where like you're taking it personally, like they don't even see me, they're not acknowledging me, right? If those are your things.
Yeah.
So when we don't have it on the inside, it doesn't reflect back to us on the outside, and that was like a perfect example.
Yeah, completely agree. I think it's always been that she's more important or more special than I am in the past, and this year I just didn't
That's huge.
show up that way. Yeah. So it was good. Yeah.
I love this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And Nikki has a podcast. Did you guys know that? Because I did it.
I do.
What is the name of your, what do you talk about, Nikki?
It's called Sensitive Soul, Bold Spirit, and I just talk about like being a sensitive person in a crazy busy world and like how to deal with that and like make time for yourself and take care of yourself
I love it.
through that. Yeah.
I have to download it and listen. I saw it the other day. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, it's a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Definitely
you.
check it out.
Yeah, I definitely will. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Allison says, are you here? Let's see. Hi, everyone. My mom and I are shopping. And so, oh, that's so nice. Are you talking about HSP, Nikki? What is HSP? Nikki, what's HSP?
Highly sensitive person. I was trying to type it.
Okay. Got it.
It's a term like coined by this lady who wrote a book about being highly sensitive. I can't remember what it's called.
And is it like feeling emotions, feeling energy more sensitively than others?
Yeah, like just feeling everything, like your senses are heightened, your emotions are heightened. Yeah, you're an empath. Like everything's louder, everything's, brighter.
You smell things more than normal people?
Yeah.
That's me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody has always called me a bloodhound.
I'm like, what does that smell? Not good as a teacher, right?
Oh my God, you're so right. Those windows were open very often, especially in middle school. Oh, I love this. Yes. So in regards to that, I'm gonna just talk about something. So the other day I went to Kohl's, to the store, and I always knew that like I knew things and I didn't know how I knew things, like I just know things by like seeing people or like being around their energy. Or so I was at the store and I was online and I kind of just took it as like I'm just very intuitive or whatever, but there was somebody behind me in line and I just knew that she was divorced. I knew that she was in a shitty relationship. I just knew it. And I was like, so I said something to her, like we were just chatting, and she happened to mention she was divorced. And then she mentioned that she was going to be alone for Christmas or something. And I was like, oh, no boyfriend yet. And she's like, oh, I do, but he's like useless, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, holy shit. Like, how the hell did I know that? Like, so there's claircognizant, which is like, I guess the way that you use the term psychic, there's like clairvoyance, claircognizant, and something else. And claircognizant is just like kind of like a knowing, like an all-knowing. Like you just know. You don't know why you know, you just know. And it said something about like, do you remember how I said to you guys, like, just set an intention for something and it'll come to you whether you're like driving or in the shower? That's where I get like my big aha moments. It said in the article, like, do you get like your downloads or aha moments like in the shower or driving? I was like, holy shit. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, so there's like that all knowing, which probably goes along with being like you were saying, like highly sensitive, right? And then one other thing, my daughter left her friend's house. We picked her up and she got in the car and I was like, did you guys have tacos? And she was like, no. And then she's like, but wait, their family did. And I was like, I just smelled it. I was like, oh my God. My boyfriend was like, you are ridiculous. So yes, my senses are so heightened, it's annoying sometimes because I don't want to smell certain things. Oh, that is so funny. Okay, so Allison, I know you're out, but did you want to say anything before we get started? Yeah? Okay, good.
2 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Can I have 2 minutes because I'm checking out of Vera Bradley?
Yes. Nice, Vera Bradley. Enjoy sales today. So today we're going to talk about just forgiveness, because when we're creating and manifesting and creating space, right, you have to have space for the person to kind of come in to your life. And when you're holding on to, is this Fiona? Are you Fiona that just jumped on? I can't see. It just says user's iPhone. I'll be so excited to see a new face. Hi. I'm unmuting you. Hi, are you Fiona?
Hey.
Is that Annabelle?
Hi.
How are you up right now?
I'm okay.
Hi.
Happy holidays. How are you?
I'm so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too.
I did not recognize you and your hair up and your glasses.
Yeah.
How's Christmas? If you can.
Um,
Ladies, this is Eniko. She's my client. So I'm so glad you joined today. Okay, so I muted you again, Eniko. Okay, so we're going to talk about forgiveness, I swear, this time. With when you're creating, right, love, you want an opening. The more that you're able to forgive, the more openings you're creating for whether it be love or anything else that comes into your life. So I want you to think about today, who are the people that you still need to forgive and let go of? And it doesn't have to be romantic love, right? It could be like sisters, okay? It could be parents. It could be friends. It could be yourself, right? Who are the people in your life that you need to forgive so that you can set yourself free? And before we start, I'm just going to set the intention that whatever's supposed to come up will come up for us. And what we need to know will be shown and brought to light for us. Okay? So just take a minute. Let's just get centered and just take a couple of deep breaths in and out and just relax ourselves, because I know I need to do that. One more. Don't you just, I feel more peaceful just by doing that. Okay. Let's see. Colleen says, my brothers, I was triggered. Colleen, it's funny you said that, because when you had said that your brothers came to Christmas, I was wondering how you were and how you felt. Okay. So I could talk now, Allison says. Okay, Allison, before we start, let's see. Hello.
Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you?
So what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm like in the Gloucester outlet, so it's hard to hear everyone over like the Christmas music. But I'm doing really well. I'm enjoying being off. I feel like revitalized, and I feel like I've been in a really like good place, and just like super confident. And like before I left for my break, I was spending like a lot of time with that one guy that had just gotten out of the relationship like 2 months ago. So he did say he was like dating around, like he was very honest with me. Like he it feels like a relationship because like he's treating me like we're in a relationship, but like I know he did go on a date with someone else, but like he was kind of like planning like to come over to my house like afterwards. But then after I found out that he was dating, I just said like, no, why don't you just like come over the next morning, because it was his birthday, and I was like, we'll do breakfast, and then we spent the day like at like the C&O Canal walking around, and then we like watched a movie, and I got him like his favorite ice cream, and we like lit candles for his birthday and everything. And then the next day I came home, but like I just kind of like had a mindset shift in terms of like I have to continue to date until I get a clear signal from him. And like my inbox has been like flooding, like between different dating sites, like all these different guys like ask me to go out and everything. So I feel like I'll have options when I go back. And like yesterday, because I'm not like Christian or Catholic, so my family doesn't celebrate Christmas. So I felt like I kind of had to like do something to keep my mind occupied, like since he wasn't texting me in the morning, because I knew he was with his family. So I just like read a little and took a bath, and then I just said to myself like, the universe has my back, and whatever is meant to be will be. Like, and I kind of had to like let go of the idea of him, and I just like set intentions for like my 2019 goals, and I read like Girl Wash Your Face, because I'm trying to finish it so I could lend it out to my mom. And then he texted me last night after I'd gone to bed, so I talked to him a little this morning, and now my mom and I are out shopping and hopefully going down the shore. So yeah.
Okay, good. So a couple of things with that, right? When you like let go and you just did you, you have to keep your focus on you. It's so hard, ladies, because as women we run off of emotions, right? So when we start talking to someone, a lot of us instantly get emotionally attached. So it's really so healthy if you can to continue to do that circular dating and keep dating other people, even when you like someone more than the others, right? So that's how you're going to kind of weed out the ones that you like a little bit compared to the ones you like a lot. When you have options, you're not going to settle, right? When you feel like there's no options and you're scared to be alone, that's when you settle.
So you gotta imagine 40, that's a little under half.
Allison, when you can release that need for it and you can just choose like who's coming up the most, who's stepping up the most when you're dating, then you're going to get the person that you want rather than the person that like was there when nobody else was. And that's going to feel totally different for you. So when you can circular date, until that guy and you discuss, like actually say, we're exclusive, you're not exclusive. Like you have to assume he's dating other people. You have to assume he could be sleeping with other people, but you should have the talk, and find out like where you're standing with it all and what you want, because it's not just like we put it on the guy, but it's not up to the guy to decide like if he wants to be exclusive, like it's up to us to decide if we want to be. When you shift into that energy rather than like what does he want, your whole energy is going to change and he's going to feel it. It's not no longer like what does he want, when does he want to be exclusive? It's like, well, do I want to be exclusive? So don't wait for like him to want to be exclusive. Like what was your temptress do? Don't forget to go back to that temptress, because that energy is strong of her. And you always want to ask yourself, like, what would she do? Don't give too much. Like literally do not give too much of yourselves. Don't give so much of like your time. Give as little as you can in the beginning. Remember, you are stepping into feminine energy. You should be receiving. If you find yourself giving too much and hunting and searching and you're in it too much, step back. Okay? So you should be wined, you should be dined, you should be feeling really good about yourself before you decide that you want to settle down with someone else. Because when you feel really good about you, you're not going to just settle. Remember that for the first person that comes along that doesn't make you feel that, so you don't have to feel lonely. Okay? And that's like a huge difference. So let's see. What did Linda say? I haven't seen this movie in so long. It's so funny that this is a topic today. I was watching Bridges of Madison County. I used to watch that movie 2 years ago with such a different viewpoint, right? So like your perspective changed. Oh boy, write that down, Linda. 20 years ago. Okay, got it. What did I say, 2? Okay. I used to watch that movie 20 years ago with such a different viewpoint. Then I saw it as a love story, and I wanted that kind of love. Then when I watched it the other day, I found myself feeling so distrustful of Robert and Kate. I realized that I still have such trust issues with men. Every man that I've ever loved has lied terribly to me. Aha moment. I still need to do so much work around this. That's so funny. I now realize that the problem I'm having on dating sites is mostly me. I cut so many men off because one little thing will cause me to question them. Right. So this goes back to even, remember we talked about like how if you don't trust guys, then you're going to attract guys you can't trust, because first of all, it's going to prove we like to be right? So we do whatever we can to be right. So it's going to prove that you're right, but it's also going to keep you safe from allowing yourself to let someone in that could potentially lie to you and hurt you. Does that make sense? So that's like a huge aha moment. So that's why Linda was getting like, all those like dick pics and everything else, because it was going around like you can't trust men and that they're liars and cheats, right? And there you go. So that's a huge moment for you. Yes, I love that. So what did you do, Linda? Anything with it? And then Nikki, as you're thinking or writing, Linda, I'm gonna talk to other people. Nikki says, I listened to on audiobook. So good. That's such a good book. I love that book. Girl, Wash Your Face. Linda, just finding it so hard to find the desire to actually let anyone in. So you're finding it so hard to even find the desire, right? Because you're not going to have a desire if you're scared of it. The desire is going to be killed because you're literally just like, why do I even want to do this? They all suck. And that's going on in the background, even though you're like, I'm being open and I'm really trying to give them a chance. And yeah, so, and then you're really not. So, so Linda, start to work on your heart chakra. Go get like a heart chakra candle that's set with intention. Use your rose quartz around your heart. Picture your heart opening up and removing, that wall that's around it. And work with that energy. And I'll read what you're writing. One sec. Allison says, I've been really good about keeping physical boundaries, telling him that I will not go any further physically, and he cannot sleep over while we're not exclusive. Okay, good. Excellent, Allison. Colleen says, I feel like I've made a big shift and no longer worried if he stays or if he goes, and now he's showing up big time. He's on his way home. I'm excited to see him. I feel like he's not going anywhere. Colleen, update us more what you mean by that. Write it down for us and tell us what you mean by he's showing up big time. What does showing up big time look like? And then Allison, I also want to say that when you are not sleeping with them right away, right? That you can't go any further physically. It's kind of like you get to see how interested he is in like your being. And you get to see how interested you are in his being. Because when you start sleeping together, it's hard to like see clearly and see straight like for what's what. So so I think that's a great technique play. Allison says, that's one of my mom's favorite movies, Linda. She loves Clint and Meryl. I took her to the musical for her 60th birthday. Also, I've not been texting him first, only responding. I'm conscious to stay in my feminine energy. Good. And that movie, if I remember correctly, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but wasn't that like another movie where like you had to struggle to be together and like love was hard and they didn't end up together anyway? She stayed with her husband, right? Yeah. So it's like, that's what people consider a beautiful love story. When like love shouldn't be like, it doesn't have to be that hard, right? Like it doesn't have to be where like you're in such turmoil. But it's such that so many women, especially back then, could relate to, like not being connected to their husband, falling in love with someone else, but then deciding to stay with their husband, for other reasons. And I think that's why so many women connected with that movie, was because of that. Linda says, I am a bitch. How about instead of I am a bitch, right? Because when you are something, you're owning that as your identity. So how about it's like, I act like a bitch, right? Allison says, he's the first guy in a while I've felt a physical and emotional connection with, but I've kept things circular until we talk and let him know I'm dating too. So he knows I am a hot commodity. That's right, girl. You are. You are a hot commodity. You are a sexy, hot temptress. Does he realize this? Nikki, I feel like the men I'm really physically attracted to are not wanting or ready for a relationship. And guys that message me a lot, I'm not as attracted to. How do I clear this? Okay, well, Nikki, if you use this I'm going to unmute you, okay? If you use this to show you what maybe your beliefs are or what your fears are, that you are only attracting, the guys you're attracted to are not wanting a relationship, but the guys that want more, you're not attracted to. What might that tell you about you?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like I don't want that. I don't want a relationship, but I do. I don't know.
Yeah, there's more than that. It's not that you don't want a relationship. right?
That I don't think I'm good enough for a hot guy.
That you don't think, okay, so you don't think is that true? Is that what you feel?
Maybe a little bit. My friend,
Go ahead.
a friend recently told me to date a guy uglier than me to have a relationship. And I was like, I don't want to date a guy. I mean, that's not a nice word to use, but
No,
that's what she said.
You could be real, right? So,
Yeah.
So somebody that would tell you that would believe that they have to settle,
Yeah.
right? So why,
Yeah.
why can't you get what you want? Why can't you have a hot guy that you're physically attracted to, along with them being everything else you want?
Right.
Feel like you can have what you want, first of all.
I can have what I want. Okay.
You believe that you can get what you want.
Okay.
Do you?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay, good. But you don't naturally believe that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet,
Okay.
honestly.
So if you don't believe that you can get what you want, then you would attract not getting what you want, right? So you're going to attract guys that want you that you don't want, and then guys that you want that don't want you.
Yes.
Feel like that misalignment there.
Yeah, I feel like that has been like a storyline for my life.
Yep. So that's why this is coming up for you. And then it's also realizing that you can have what you want. And let me just move my chat window. Sorry. Okay. Then it's also realizing that allowing yourself to be treated the way you deserve to be treated too, also. So like, is there a part of you that's like, when there is a really nice guy that's treating you well, are you more attracted to the guy that you have to chase?
I mean, it seems like those are that I'm more attracted to, like even before like the chase starts, like I'm attracted to this guy. And then yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Because remember, it doesn't matter like even before the chase starts, because it's energy.
Yeah.
So it's like your energetic body knows, right, that like I'm gonna be fixated on him because I can't have him. So it's gonna keep me in a position of feeling like I can't have what I want. So energetically, it's a match. It's like a magnet. So that's feeling attraction to.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why even before you know that you can't actually get him, let's say, that's why you're chasing him. It's because it's already within you.
Okay.
So it's like you have that. It's kind of like when we are trying, we grow up with, like, let's say, a household of alcoholics, and we don't want to marry an alcoholic, and then we marry an alcoholic. Because energetically, that's what was within our energetic body that attracted it, right? And that's what we needed to heal. So you're going to keep attracting that until you heal that within you and start giving yourself the things you want and telling yourself that you can have the things you want. But then it's you giving you what you want. And I think I don't know if we talked about in this group or my last group, giving yourself what you want. So like, even if that's like literally like, I feel like having, a really nice dinner, but I'm home alone and I'm just going to eat a shake instead. No.
Yeah.
Go out, make yourself a nice dinner, go out, go get a nice dinner. It's giving you the things you wanted. So this was something I worked on big time. And one of the things I did was, I remember I left some guy I was dating and it was going nowhere. And I left his, house in the morning, and I was craving like eggs and hash browns well done and Canadian bacon well done. And I was like, oh my God, I want that so bad. And I was by myself. My kids were with, my ex at the time. And I was like, all right, I give myself what I want. I want this. Like, this is what I was working on actively, right? So then I went to the diner and I sat by myself and I had a nice meal and I gave myself what I wanted. So you have to start giving you the things you want.
Okay.
You know, if you're looking at a shirt and you're like, oh, I really want that shirt. And then you look at it and you're like, it's more than I wanted to spend.
Yeah.
It's saying, no, I deserve this and I can have what I want and give myself what I want. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I do. And I feel like this is like all encompassing my whole life right now, because like I don't want to live where I live. I want to live somewhere else. I want to like have friends nearby that will do stuff with me, and none of my friends are like want to leave their houses or their children, and that's fine. I don't have children, so I don't know. But yeah, it's like, oh, I want to have a game night. Like I see people on Instagram, like I want to have a game night with my friends, but I don't have any friends like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So here's the other thing. When you are in a state of like never getting what you want,
Yeah.
what other thing goes along with that? When you can't get what you want and you're constantly comparing yourself to people that get what they want, it keeps you feeling what?
Frustrated and jealous.
Frustrated and jealous because of what though? There's something deeper. So frustrated and jealous is like the cover emotion for something that's deeper. Why are you frustrated and jealous, right? Because you can't get what you want and then it keeps you feeling like you're never enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying?
Yeah.
So if you constantly have that I'm not enough, then no matter what you get will never feel like enough. No matter where you are, it'll never feel like enough. No matter who you are, will never feel enough. No matter who you're with, will never feel like they're enough. Until you work on feeling like enough yourself. So they correlate very much so. The two, getting what you want and feeling like you're enough. So it's funny, like even getting my nails done. Like if I was never happy with like anything that they did. Like I would be like, oh, this, my pinky nail, this nail, that. Blah. But it was really just because I don't get what I want and I feel like I was enough. So nothing will ever be enough if we don't feel like we're enough. You'll have a problem with everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. I have a book I'm working on this right now.
Oh, okay. Good.
Mirror Work by Louise Hay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you stand in front of the mirror and you say these affirmations for 21 days. I'm only on day 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope that it helps throughout this. But
yeah, I mean, it absolutely will help. But I want you, besides for like the mirror, because I do mirror work too, right? Louise Hay is the first book that the You Can Heal Your Life book is the first book that started me on like this whole journey. I absolutely love her work.
Yeah, I have that book too.
Yeah. But doing the action with it, where you're like sitting there in front of the mirror saying, I can get what I want, I get what I want, I deserve what I want, blah, blah, blah. It's also then doing the action of giving you what you want.
Okay.
So start that part of it. That's huge. Because remember, the universe listens. We have antennas, right? We're emitting a signal out into the universe, right? Mm-hmm. And the universe is listening to us based off of what we're saying and doing. The doing part is huge.
Okay. So
if you're like sitting in the mirror and you're like, I get what I want, I get what I want, I get what I want, I get what I want. We're doing all of that, right? But then yet you're sitting there and you're at the mall and you're like, oh, I really want the shirt, but this one's on sale. I'll just get this one. And then you don't even realize you're doing it. The universe is it's like that mixed signal. It's like saying like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're almost there, but you're not there. You're almost there, but you're not there.
Okay.
So in order for that signal to completely,
Yeah, I do. And I actually I really wanted this pair of boots for Christmas, and I got them, and I was so happy. But I told my mom, I was like, I want these. But she doesn't always get me what I want.
Yep.
Sometimes she just goes outlet shopping and buys me random stuff. But this year I actually got what I wanted. So that's good, right?
That's huge. That's
okay.
Good. Yeah, that's huge.
Okay.
That's huge because now you're seeing it in your external reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's showing up for you that way. So
okay.
That's a huge, like if that was me and I was working on this, I would have opened the box and I would have been happy about the boots, but I would have been happier that like, oh my God, I finally got what I wanted. Like it's working.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. I saw it was in a bag, and I saw like the box, and I was like, that says North Face.
Yep.
Those are the boots I wanted. Oh my gosh.
Like, it's working. It's working.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's a huge celebration. Don't take any of that lightly, ladies. Like, literally. So, I don't know about for you, but for all of you, I'm going to mute you again. If you want to talk, just let me know, okay? It was like not celebrating, like never really making myself a big deal or celebrating the little things. Like, I don't know if that's like big for you ladies, but like it's celebrating every little thing, like every little step, like everything that you can celebrate. And I have to consciously still like remind myself to celebrate, like still. When you feel like you're not enough, then anything you get will never feel like it's enough to celebrate. So when you're shifting that and you're like, no, I'm going to celebrate the fact I got boots, not because I got boots, like, yes, that's amazing, but I'm going to celebrate the fact that, holy shit, I'm being seen, Nikki. That's you being seen, that you being heard. Yeah, that you getting what you want. That goes along with all of it. So when you're getting what you want, you're being seen, you're being heard, you feel acknowledged, that goes along with it. Then your sister, you're not feeling like you're not seen, you're not heard, you're not resenting her. It's like a whole beautiful, compilation of things that are going on there. So it's a huge, huge, huge victories. So celebrate. Yeah, like celebrate. Don't take it lightly. And I don't care what you do to acknowledge it, to celebrate it. Like even if that's just screaming like woohoo in the car with, by yourself, if you're with someone, like whatever, share it, celebrate it, cheers, whatever that is. Post it in the group. And don't take any of that lightly because those are huge victories. So let's see. So that's going to shift, Nikki, with the men too. Okay. I feel like my awareness is a big first step, but don't exactly know what else to do. Linda, so your awareness is everything. I'm not even going to bother unmuting you because you can't speak. So just keep typing, okay? That's awareness is like your healing. So when you have that belief and you're aware of it now, just now create another belief. Just create another belief and then now retrain your brain, your mind to work off of that belief. So when you're on a site and a man says something or does something and you instantly want to be like, this freaking jerk, like what an ass, da da da, like you're literally saying, nope, we're not going to go there. He's a great guy. Everything is until I'm proven wrong, like he seems like a nice guy. I'm not going to write him off yet. Like we're not going to go there. So it's like, I talked to you about my mall thing, right? Or parking. I talked to you ladies about that. I was in the mall and I was going to park, or my boyfriend was going to park to Nordstrom and we went a different way. Yeah? Okay. So it's like that, right? So the instant that it happens, it's natural instinct to want to go the other way. And then when you find yourself going that way, you want to just return that car around. That's how you do it. So it's no like quick fix in the sense, or no like struggle like that you have to go through, Linda. Like literally just be like, okay, I'm ready to get rid of this story. And the reason I say to do a release or something physical representation of it is because we're human. So our human experience likes to see and sense, that's like physical. So when you do something physical to release this stuff, it feels good because we consciously can conceptualize that. But you could literally not even do a release ceremony, let's say, and you could just say, okay, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this. And then just start embodying, Linda, the way a person that trusted men would be. Does that make sense? So literally, like, picture a woman that gets what she wants, that trusts men, that attracts good men in her life. How would she react? How would she be towards men? Like, what would she be? Would she be open? Would she be excited? Would she be friendly? Would she be Would she be trusting? Would she be these things? Yeah, right? So before you get there, you embody that. And you're like, okay, if I was somebody that trusted men, I would do this. I would say this. I would act like this. Then you do that. That makes sense? And then you're saying, like, I'm getting rid of this belief. I'm not choosing this as my story anymore. I'm letting it go. So universe, you could do what you want, but I'm ready to let this go, so let's go. Like, literally say it out loud. Like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm over it. Let's go. And then just start. You'll start to see it shift. It may not be shifting, like, instantly, but then you're going to start to see it shifting by who you're attracting and giving people a chance. Like, Linda, if you're not giving anybody a chance, who's going to give you a chance? Do you see how it works? If you're just writing everybody off and thinking like everybody sucks, then you're attracting the same kind of men that are doing the same thing. Okay? So the first part of that is with you. If you picture yourself literally like almost like this, like, look, like, can you see this bracelet? Right? You are at the center of the universe. Everything around here is just everything that's being reflected back to you, about you. Like, it starts with you, so you're at the center. So in order to get the house to reflect back to who you are and what you feel like, you know, being enough, the car, the man, the career, it's going to start here. So you become this before you expect all this to become this. And embody it, okay? Let's see. I feel like my worst. Yeah, she has an affair with her royal family is away. Yep, that's right. It bothered me so much when I watch it now. Yep. As soon as I stopped. Now, Linda, also the other thing is, when it bothers you watching that, you want to ask yourself too, like, is there a part of me that I'm watching that it bothers me about seeing her? You know what I'm saying? You want to unmute? Okay. Hi.
I don't know if you can hear my voice.
I got her to talk, people. She couldn't.
It's really bad. But the thing is that every relationship that I've had has been that way. Like, I couldn't have him. I was fighting something, you know, like, I'm trying to think, like, even with my husband, who was like my first.
Yeah.
He was like belonged to someone else when I first started dating him, and then I, you know, broke up. We got back. We broke up. We got back, and I, you know, then I was with this other guy who I really related to with the movie.
Yeah.
And it was like I felt like he was that artistic type that I kind of felt that my husband pushed aside, and he I bought him the book, Bridges in Madison County. This was like 20 years ago. I bought him the book. We used to call each other by the names Robert and Francesca. We would sign things like it was something to be proud of, you know, and that obviously ended. And then every other relationship was the same way. It was like what I couldn't have, you know, somebody that didn't belong to me, you know, and so now it's exhausting. Like, it's like I'm on dating websites and I talk to somebody and you know, and I can't, like, it's almost like I can't be bothered, but I don't even realize, you know? Yeah. And then when this happened, I was like, holy shit, I really don't trust men at all. Because I'm thinking this guy, Robert, he doesn't love her like this. He's just, you know, like, this is what I'm saying to myself. And I used to be like, oh, it's such a nice love story. And now I'm like, you know, asshole.
You're like cynical and battered, right?
Yeah, and I'm tired. I don't want to feel that way anymore. Yeah. Right. You know? It's exhausting.
So don't.
No.
Like,
I
choose not to now.
Yeah. And it was kind of good that that movie came on, because I always had this really like this view of that movie like it was such a romantic movie. And now I'm like, I don't want that. You know, I want to find somebody that I can run off into the sunset with
Yeah.
and not leave behind.
And that you don't have to fight for.
Right. Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That you don't have to fight to be with.
I always say, well, recently, love has never been easy for me. And I just want it to be easy.
Okay, so start changing that story.
Right.
Love has never been easy for me, right? Love flows easily to me. Yeah.
Right.
Love can be easy. Change that story. And remember, it's going to be a work in progress.
Right.
So just start to change that. And here's the other thing. When we have to fight for someone to be ours and they become ours, that makes us feel like, wow, we're enough. Like they had a fight to be with me. And like he came to me and now we're together. Like it's a beautiful love story.
And it's funny because even the last guy after my divorce, the crazy one,
Yeah.
he always wanted me to like fight for him, but deep down I was like, no, like I don't want to have to do that, you know. And I didn't get him.
Yeah.
I didn't wind up with him. So I say to myself, good thing I didn't fight, you know. It should just come to me.
Right. You don't have to fight for it.
No, it should be easy, and it wasn't easy. That was difficult.
So it's like the same thing, right? If you're in another situation where like you feel like you have to fight for someone's attention or love, like, no thank you.
No more.
You know, and then Linda, like ask yourself if there was anywhere where you felt like that in your life, where you felt like you had to fight to be noticed.
Well, yeah, we talked about this with my sister.
Okay.
You
So-
know,
Right.
like it's so funny because my mom, she's a great mother. She's not like, it's probably in my head, but like she gave me a mug that said best daughter in the world. And then my sister opened her presents and she gave her the same mug. And jokingly, I said, oh, mine says psych underneath. You know, and my son was like cracking up because he's like, you know, he starts making fun. Oh, you never call her, you know, like Susan does. So it's funny, but it's really, it goes back.
It does. That's what I'm saying. So see?
Mhm.
So all this is coming up for you, Linda, because you set the intention in the beginning of this course to understand what is going on that's stopping you and to attract the love that you want, right?
Right.
So the universe has delivered. It's delivered in the form of Bridges in Madison County. It's delivered in the form of that mug, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened in that situation. To show you that this is where it's coming from. And I feel the same way. Like I make jokes with my mom that my older sister's, you know, her like pride and joy and her favorite, like whatever.
Right.
Then it started to not matter to me anymore because I swear to God, this is what happened. I started to just give the love to myself that I couldn't get, let's say, from my mom in the way I wanted it. And when I did that, it shifted over time, but like the relationship I had with my mother even shifted by me changing the relationship I had with myself.
Right.
So me loving me unconditionally and seeing myself and hearing myself and blah, 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 it changed even the way my mother is with me now.
Mm. Sometimes I feel like my mom, she loves Susan because she's so wonderful, and she loves me because I gave her grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go, because you can't be loved for just you.
Right.
That's where you're feeling, I'm not loved for me.
Right. Because she will say that too. I don't think she means it, but if she talks, like, you know, she'll be like, you know, Susan's so good. She called me and da-da-da-da. And Linda, she gave me beautiful grandchildren.
Yep.
And it's like,
Hello?
what about me?
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And that what about me? Right? That's the overarching theme that you've had in relationships.
Right.
What about me? So like, let's let go of that story and say like, I'm no longer available for this story anymore. Like literally, I'm done. I'm done with this story. I don't want it. I'm not owning it. I don't need to be right. My ego doesn't need to be right anymore.
Right.
Like I'm literally ready to let that go. And then when you hear your mom say that things like that would normally let's say like trigger you, you're gonna start to hear it and like laugh more. You're gonna start to just kind of be like, huh, that's interesting. That's where this comes from. This is funny. Like literally, this is what you're gonna start doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would get so triggered. I'd literally want to like scream out in anger. Like I was so frustrated by it. Like, hello, do you not see me here? Like, hello, like,
Right.
I don't understand. Like, I'm doing everything right. I strive for perfection just to be noticed. Like, you notice me? Like, hello. And then I started to just be like, I don't even fucking care anymore because I don't need that validation from there. Here. And I swear to God, once I did that validation within myself and gave it to me, I was thinking this for the whole Christmas thing. I was like, wow, what a difference, like in time with my relationship with like my mom, just by me changing the relationship with me. Seriously. Like night and day.
Yeah.
So it's okay that you didn't get what you needed. It's not too late now to give you what you needed and start to not have to fight for your own attention and love. Isn't it funny, Linda? Like, it's like yourself had to almost fight for your own attention because you were so focused on even your kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you even have to like fight for your own attention.
Yeah, like even now, my kids last year, they did their own thing for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So I went out for the first time in 15 years
Mm-hmm.
without them because they made plans.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, they didn't say anything to me.
Mhm.
So I assumed that they would go out with their friends. So I was making plans. And then my son was like, we have nothing to do. Can we have a party at the house? And I'm like, no. And then I feel guilty because he's like, well, then I'm just going to probably stay home by myself because, my friends have nothing to do. And then I'm like, why is it on me? Like, I made these plans, So now I don't even know if I'm doing anything because how can I leave him home alone? But
Right.
Watch, I'll wind up staying home, and then the last minute he'll be like, oh, we're going to go to so-and-so's house.
So here's a chance for you to not put yourself first and to allow yourself to be seen and heard for you. Now's your chance. Like, here's the thing, Linda. If you're not your kid's second afterthought either. Like, because there's nobody else there, I'll hang out with you. Like, sorry, I made plans.
Right.
What happens is your kids start to see you differently. And your kids start to want to spend time with you because you're not always there. You're not always like it's like a guy, right? Like you're just always there and dropping plans for when he says, "Oh wait, I want to hang out with you," and you drop your plans.
Right.
It's literally the same thing.
Right.
So now's your chance to say, "Sorry, like I made plans. I love you. Like I love you." But see what's going on. See what else you want to do.
Right. Because that's what I did. That's what I did last year, and I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this year, I just assumed that I was doing the same thing because they were going to do their thing, and then he throws that at me, and I'm like, well, now what?
You get what you want. Sometimes you do things literally just for the intention of that. Like I set an intention that I get what I want. I set an intention to be seen and to be heard and to give myself things that I want. So this is a chance and this is like a prove it moment. To integrate the stuff that you know and learn. And it's different, Linda, if like you wanted to spend time with the kids on New Year's instead, that's different.
Yeah, I mean, I do, but not sitting in my house, you
Yeah.
know? So it's not like we have anything to do, all three of us.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just crazy.
So no longer like carrying that energy. And here's the thing, like your throat right now and stuff, that's your voice.
Yeah.
That's being heard. So it's apparent that this stuff is being cleared just even by like you getting sick there.
And I never get this.
Yeah, see?
Never.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I couldn't even speak before.
Yeah.
Nothing came out.
And you set the intention, like I said in the beginning, universe is showing you. You know you have a voice. Talk to yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is all so big.
Yeah. I feel it.
Yeah, it is. Because remember you said you felt like he was near?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Healing up the residue.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. I'm gonna mute you. Let's see. Colleen says, as soon as I stopped worrying about him, he's been calling and making plans. Oh, look at that. He's currently out of town visiting his sons, and I'm just worried. And I'm just not worried anymore. I don't feel like I am attached anymore. Yay! Is it because he's showing up, or did you feel like you weren't attached before that? I unmuted you.
I don't know. Are you there?
Yep.
So, something just happened. I just decided that I don't know. I just feel really good. I feel like I'm in a space where I'm okay being by myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay with the way things are right now.
Mhm.
And as soon as I decided that things are okay the way they are, things have just been showing up.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not worried about him messaging me. He's been gone with his sons in Oklahoma, and he's sending me all these pictures of the places that he's been going, and he's sent me, he's been calling, and he's on his way home now, and I'm going to see him on Thursday, and I just feel good about it. I don't feel like he's going to leave. Like, my thing, I always thought men leave. That was my constant for so long in my whole entire life, that men leave me. And I just let that go. And I just realized that he's not going anywhere. And it just feels good. It feels good. And I'm just at a place where I'm just happy being where things are in my life.
You look lighter,
I feel lighter.
doesn't she?
I feel
You do.
I feel lighter. And when I saw my brothers on Christmas, I had some triggers, and my daughter Grace said, "Mom, they weren't that mean to you when you were little." And I started thinking, well, yeah, they were. They did this, they did that. And I'm like, let it go, Colleen. It doesn't matter. That is in the past. My life is now. It's in the present moment. It's not in the future. It's right now. And I decide.
Yep.
I decide.
And were they treating you differently there? When for Christmas?
Well, they always treat me good now in the present.
So
It's just like me living in the past. And I did get triggered, and I did go back there for a moment until Grace told me, they didn't treat you bad. I'm like, I can believe that. That's true. I can make that true.
Yeah.
I don't have to live where I can change my past. I can change it completely and say, oh, it was like this, because does it really matter?
Right. Because that's letting go.
I can make up the story, just like I can make up the story that Paul doesn't want to be with me, and that will be true.
Yes.
But he does. He's proven it, and I know that he's not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. So.
And even if he doesn't, though.
Even if he does, I'm going to be okay.
It doesn't change anything. You'll still be okay.
I'll still be okay. But right now I'm just going to enjoy how it feels. It feels amazing.
Yep.
Finally feels amazing that I'm not attached to the outcome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it could be a most amazing journey too.
Right. Well, it is right about the journey. You'll
It is about the
journey one day and be like, that was actually fun. When in,
it just,
in hindsight.
and I told him, I'm like, I've never felt my walls come down like I feel when I'm with him. I told him that, and I felt good telling him that. And he just, you know, he just smiled, and it was nice.
Yeah. Yay.
I know. I'm excited, and he's so cute.
Yay. You do, but like Linda said, like Colleen said, like you can literally just say, that's not my story anymore. Like I choose not to see it this way anymore. You know, put on different glasses.
It's funny when when I was worried, oh, he's not texting me, he doesn't want to be with me. I had that story, and then I did this healing with this woman, and I'm like, I'm letting that go. I'm letting that story go. He wants to be with me. Why wouldn't he want to be with me? And as soon as I did that, he sent me all these pictures of this place that he's with his sons. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. So I don't know. I love being with him, and I love how I feel, but it doesn't mean that I'm just not going to put any meaning on it. Like I don't know. I just feel good. I feel good. And I don't want to date anyone else. I do not want to see anyone else. I don't have a desire to. And every time I like decide, okay, I'm going to go on Tinder, the first name that shows up is him.
Mm-hmm.
Swear. Like, so I just don't want to see anyone else right now. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yay. Good for you. I'm glad you're happy.
I am happy.
That's a win all around. Whoa, there's 42 messages. Holy crappers. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Yay, Colleen, I'm happy you look lighter. And when you change your story, even if you don't hear from him, that it's not that I'm abandoned, every guy leaves, then you're not so upset when you don't hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, that was my big story since I was little. Men leave me, and it showed up everywhere. Like, I'm going to be abandoned. I'm like, no one's doing that to me.
Because you're not abandoned.
No one. No, I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm blessed.
Yes, you are. Yay. Thank you so much, Colleen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's see. Nikki says, I feel like the men who, Linda says, Nikki, I feel like the men who overly pursue me are the ones that live 3 hours away. Yeah, because it keeps you safe, Linda. Keeps you safe, right? You're beautiful and have a beautiful spirit. F that mindset, Nikki. Allison, yes, I love it. You are beautiful. You deserve the best. I love this, my cheerleaders. You don't have to settle. I related so much to Nikki. Linda says, Colleen, I finally believe I can get what I want. Yay. Allison, spending some time in yourself, in your head, say some positive affirmations, connect to your list of 50. I love my list of 50. Connect to your list of 50 often. You'll believe in yourself more when you love what you're doing. I deserve the best man in the world. Yes, you do. You absolutely do, Eniko. Scripting is amazing. I love scripting. Hugs, Nikki. Give yourself the love you give to students. Can move in with me. We can party. Reiki. Yes, Reiki is amazing. Also, the mirror work, gratitude. It's been amazing. Celebrating Rena. Celebrate your victory, your math, right? The shit works. I love the universe. Acting as if I'm done being single. I think it's a defense mechanism, Linda Allison says. Yep, there you go. Like we said, right? I feel you, Linda. I'm deserving to be number one. My first affirmation with Nicole, yes, was love flows freely to me, Colleen. Yep. Yep, good. Allison. Okay. I used to have the story of I'm not girlfriend material to guys. I love myself now. My new story is I attracted me to guys. I'm with the man of my dreams. I love that. And you become the woman of your dreams first, right? So with all this being said, and it's funny, like the classes that I've chosen, I feel like have always come up to where you guys were, right? Which is like the forgiveness aspect. So part of the forgiveness is you forgiving you for who you were in different circumstances that you would have rather not been. Okay? That's going to be the first, because if you can't forgive you, how do you expect someone else to want to be with you, right? If you can't forgive you and think that you did the best you could with what you had and knew, then how can you expect a man to see that within you also? So when you could forgive you for doing the best you could with what you had and knew, and knowing that it was all part of a greater plan and for your journey, then you just created an outlet and an opening for love to come into you. When you are punishing yourself, no love is going to come in, right? You're going to repel it instead. So the first part of this is going to be forgiving you. So, write down right now, like, what are some things that you feel that you need to forgive you for? Just make a list of the things that you feel that you're ready to let go of and you don't want to hold on to anymore, to forgive yourself for. What are those things? Just jot them down, make a bullet list. It's time to let it go. We're not perfect. Remember that. We're not supposed to be perfect. So it's okay that we made mistakes that really weren't mistakes, right? Colleen says, I'm forgiving myself for not thinking I did a good job raising my girls alone. Right, so forgive yourself for the things that you feel you've done to not be a good, not have done a good job. Let that go. Like, what else are we forgiving? You don't have to put it in the comments if you don't want to. I'm forgiving myself for choosing a husband that was good. That's a big one, Colleen. Forgiving yourself for accepting less than you deserved. And understanding who she was that chose him, right? And stayed. I am worthy. Linda, this is huge for me to admit out loud. I'm forgiving myself for taking other women's men. That's huge. That's big. That's big. Because when you have that, part of what some of the clients I've worked with that felt that were almost scared to let a man in, that somebody was going to take their man because they took someone else's. Right, which isn't like that. The only reason that would happen is when you're not forgiving yourself and think you deserve it. And you're punishing yourself. So that was huge, Linda. Huge to even say it out loud, to allow it to say it out loud is huge. And you can't take any man that didn't want to be taken. Remember that. So it's time to let that shit go. Yep, poof. I'm forgiving myself for being afraid to love again. Not loving myself like I'm deserving, and for thinking I was ugly in the past. Being insecure. Yes, Raina. Doing the best you could with what you had and knew. Forgiving that part of you. And showing yourself you do deserve it. Now start thinking about the people in your life that you are ready to forgive and let go of. Here's the thing, ladies. When we are holding resentment and blame and anger for these people, like Colleen showed us before, it's only hurting us. Holding resentment for the sister, that was the end-all be-all, in our parents' eyes, let's say. That wasn't her fault. She is allowed to shine also, the same way you are. And to know that it was perfectly executed because that's what your soul is needed. There's nobody to blame or forgive, because just as you're working through your stuff, believe me, your sister's working through her stuff. You know, the parents that gave you less than you deserved. They did the best they could with what they had in you. Colleen says this is magical. Yes, they have a journey too. It is magical. This is the magic. Like when I'm holding resentment and blame and anger, I'm a totally different person than when I turn to love and just allow it all to go. And it's not saying you're okay with what they did. That's not what it is. It's forgiving them for doing what they only knew to be okay in the moment. You don't have to like them. You know, and put it like a star or something next to like people that like you're having a hard time forgiving, that when you look at their name, you just want to kill them still. You know, who's on that list that you just still look at and aren't ready to let them off the hook, let's say. And then remember that by letting them off the hook, you're just letting you off the hook. So you're not really letting them off the hook. And then you could just say you're willing to forgive them if you're not yet there. You feel free to share it in the chat if you want, for who you're ready to say out loud if you want, you know, in the chat, to let go of and to forgive in order to create an opening for the love that you would like in your life, as well as everything else beautiful and amazing. Colleen says you can forgive you, but don't have to let them in your life. Exactly. Exactly. Amazing point, Colleen. I forgive my ex, but I still keep him away from my life. I forgive him for everything. Yep. Exactly. I forgive you. I release you. You know, and just send love. Because the chances are the reason they acted the way they did was because they needed love. Nikki says, I forgive the men who didn't want a relationship with me. Yes, that's huge. That took me a while to get to. That's huge. And you realize, Nikki, that you needed them to be that person for you. So, and ultimately, they did their job. Allison, forgiving my mom and ex who ghosted this summer. Yes, that's big to forgive. That is huge. Raina, I forgive the crush I had in high school and the people who bullied me in school. I forgive you and I release you. I love that. I forgive you and I release you. He's behind bars and I can't imagine his life. Right. He's paying his own price, Colleen. Linda, I know that the man in my last relationship was not capable because of what he was dealing with since his child. Right? You're seeing this. Remember, hurt people hurt people. And that's the most true statement ever. He has not been around his children in years. I can't imagine being him. I forgive him, Linda says. I have only been twice. Normally, I am the dumper. It hurts. And by forgiving these people, like Colleen said, you're not allowing them to cross any boundaries or in your space. You can say, I let you go. I forgive you, but I release you and I let you go. And I claim my space back. I claim my space back that you were taking up within me. And that's taking your power. I forgive Nikki, that's such a big one. For leaving me, in quotes, to get married and have kids. That's huge. That's like a feeling of feeling abandoned and alone that you blame them and resent them for, which then is just punishing you. This is huge. Yeah, that's big. I felt that. I saw it. I felt it. That's a huge one. Raina says, just doing this, I felt a shift. They didn't leave you, right, Nikki? They went on with their journey. And that right there could be holding you back from yours, just being mad and pissed off underneath it all. So this is a huge moment. Yay. Allison says, gotta go. My cell's dying. Talk to you later. Bye, Allison. Colleen, I always said that no man would want me because my ex will not leave me alone. He's behind bars because I forgive myself for putting that out in the universe. That's beautiful too, Colleen. That's beautiful. That's huge because then you created that in your reality. This is amazing. That's huge, Colleen. Release the old story I have in my head. Yes. No longer need it. No longer want it. I'm not open for it anymore, right, Raina? Colleen says, I created it, now I'm ready to create something beautiful. You are not your story. Remember that. It doesn't define you. It's a piece of you. Just like everybody that you're going to encounter, when you can embrace your scars, you're going to attract someone that has embraced theirs and is willing to embrace yours. They're not looking for perfection. So it's time to let these people go. So what you can do is, by each name right now, you could literally read over the names, including yourself, right? And you could say, I forgive you. I love you. I release you. Okay, just say it in your head. I forgive you. I love you. I release you. And you could say, I claim my space back. Say that part of it. I claim my space back. I forgive you. I release you. I love you. I claim my space back. By each name, just say it. Okay, now what we're going to do a cord cutting with all of them. Okay? So, including pieces of you that are there that you're ready to let go of, that are holding your old story. Okay? So pay attention to all of that. Who's going to show up for you? So when you're ready, you can close your eyes and start to get centered. Okay? So we're going to do 2 parts to this. Picture your white light entering at the crown of your head and feel it warm your whole body, from your head to your shoulders and your chest, all the way down. Feel it envelope around you like this radiating warm white light, all the way down to your toes, reaching in towards the cross-mantle cord. We're going to call in our angels, specifically Raphael, to help us with our healing and letting go. Archangel Michael to help us cut and sever ties. And picture them with you. And now what I want you to do is picture anybody and everybody in front of you that you are ready to let go of and forgive. This is for forgiveness. Picture where the cords are attached to you. It might be your heart, your stomach, your throat. Where are these cords attached to you? Just notice. You might see it like an umbilical cord. That's how I usually see it. You might see it as a rope. However you see it is okay. And then what I want you to do is I want you to picture pink light from your heart and send it out like almost like it's like a superpower to everyone else's heart around you, even if there's all different versions of you. Okay, so just picture sending that bright pink light out and saying it, I forgive you, I release you, I love you, I now am claiming my space back. And then I want you to just picture your archangels severing the ties and the cords one at a time and watching them fall to the ground. One at a time they're letting go. And they know it's time to release themselves. And cut each cord. And as you're cutting each cord, I forgive you, I release you, I love you, I claim my space back. And let it go. Watch them fall to the ground. And then watch them be transmuted into white, bright light. So they kind of just disappear into white, bright light. And then we're going to ask our angels to clear the space and turn it all into positive, clean, transmuted energy. And then take a deep breath in. And then let go everything you're ready to let go of. Say goodbye to it, all your old stories. And blow out. Another one. Take another deep breath in. Breathe in all that you're creating and let go of all of the old crap. Let it go. Take one more deep breath in. And breathe out. Let it out. I want you to picture your heart. And I want you to picture a wall around your heart. I want you to picture green light from Raphael, our archangel, entering and covering your heart, slowly having the wall fall down and creating a huge space around it. You can see it as blocks being taken down and just dropping and opening. And now picture pink light beaming from your heart all around your whole chest, pink. And then take one more deep breath in and let it go. And then when you're ready, you can open up and come back to the present moment. Okay. Does anybody want to talk about their experience? A lot of the women had to go at work. Anybody? How do you feel? You can just raise your hand if you want to talk. Nikki? Okay, go ahead.
I feel lighter. I feel good. Like my wall kind of blew up. That's what I imagined.
That's good.
rather than it just like doo doo. I was like, blow this shit out.
You put dynamite in that shit, right?
I don't need you anymore.
Yes, that's a big one. I don't need you anymore. You don't
Yeah.
doing more harm than good, right? The protection.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah. It was good.
And did you see yourself there at all? Your different selves?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Remember,
Yeah.
those selves have like a tie, like a their hand, like almost like a tick. That's what I see. It's like sucking our blood, right, with the old like story. It's like we don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I really needed to let go of this last guy I dated. I say dated, but I don't know what we're doing. We went on dates, so I guess we dated. But
Is that term loosely, right?
yeah, it was never like exclusive, or it was days between texts, and I really, really liked him, and he had everything, and I know he had something to teach me. Is that he was everything I'd written on my like list of what I want to manifest in a man. He was all of it. And I realized I forgot how he treats me, or like that he's emotionally available. I didn't write that down because I just thought that was a given. He was everything else, but what I needed.
So in actuality, you didn't get what you wanted, let's say, but you ultimately did because he wasn't what you would have wanted.
Yeah, I got everything that I had been asking for.
Yeah, right. So the same way, use that now, right? Like the same way that you were able to create him and manifest him. Your new list that you wrote, did you put emotionally available on there?
Yes.
Okay, so use that now and know, like, just as I created that, I'm gonna create this.
Yeah.
And that compiled with the fact that you get what you want, you're gonna get what you want, right? So now you put these other aspects onto that in a new version of you. So you're gonna create what it is you do want.
That's good. I hadn't thought about that I actually got what I wanted.
Yeah.
In him.
Yep.
What I said I wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Linda? Nothing? Any coach, do you want to say anything? No? Okay. Our son's there sleeping. Hi. Okay. So that's it, ladies. For everybody jumped off, but for our next call, it's our celebration. So I know, Linda, you can't make it, right? I hope that some of you ladies can that are watching the replay too. But I want you to show up embodying the woman that has it all. You have a party. Okay, so celebrate at your party, what I say, okay? Okay, so get dressed up for a call. Embody that temptress, literally. Picture what you would be wearing. Like, get dressed up, put your makeup on, we're having a party. Embodying that person, being her, showing up as her, and then we'll celebrate from there. I'm not going to tell you the rest yet. Okay? So what I want you to also do is bring champagne or a wine glass or champagne glass, put something in it. Okay? And we're going to celebrate this. Ooh, I hate that you're missing it too, Linda. Seriously. But celebrate it out and step into it at your own party. Okay? But celebrate it. We're going to celebrate that day. What I also want you to do is I'm going to ask that if you loved the course, to please write me a testimonial on your page and tag me in it. Okay, like whatever it is that you loved about it, tag me in it. Whether you do it, on your page, on my page, in Manifest Love, like wherever you want to put it. But I'd appreciate it if you just tag me in it. Tell me what you felt about it. Tell everybody what you felt about it. And then what I'm going to do is anybody that writes a testimonial, I'm going to put you in for a drawing for a one-on-one session with me. Okay? So as soon as you tag, and I'm going to keep track, I'll put you in the drawing, and then I'll come in the group and I'll announce who wins. Okay? Because you're doing it, for me so that I can spread the word for other people that need this. And then I'm giving back. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to do that. What are some of the other things before we go? There's a testimonial, the party, your work for this week, for especially today too. Make sure that you are gentle with yourself, because that was like big when you do cord cutting. So gentle with yourself, take a shower, a bath, do something that feels good, and then write out anything that comes up. Don't be surprised if somebody pops up that you don't want to pop up, or something happens like that, because that usually happens when you do a cord cutting of some sort, okay, or pieces of you that come to show, the light. Just be prepared for what that is. That's what's going on there, okay? And it's Friday, right? What is today? Today is Wednesday? Thursday? Where are we? Wednesday? Wednesday, okay. So Friday is the party. Linda, can you make any time sooner or no? Let's see. Because then if it works with everybody else, I wouldn't mind. Like I'm pretty flexible. So if it works with everyone else, then we could do it a little bit earlier too, if that works. Okay. Let me look at my schedule. So anytime after 5, I can do. That's my schedule. Okay, so if your party's at 8, Linda, let us know if you could do earlier. Nikki, can you do earlier? Okay, so hopefully everybody else can do earlier. Anika, will you be with us live? Okay, so hopefully everybody else can, and then we'll try and do it a little bit earlier. No? Oh, it's at 6? Okay. So, that's so early on a Friday night. What the heck are they doing? What the heck are they thinking? All right, we'll see what happens. But I think that's it for today. And if you have questions, put them in the group, and I'll answer any of them. But I'm like, don't want to let you guys go, because I feel like this is like almost one of the last. So just tag me, post a testimonial, tag me, post anything that's coming up for you after the cord cutting and everything in the group. I'll answer for you. And I will see you Friday, so far at 8 p.m. For our celebration. Get dressed up, look beautiful, feel good, embody, step into it like you are already that person. That's what you have to do, showing up. You are already her that has the beautiful boyfriend, the life, the marriage, the husband, whatever you want, the kids, any of it. Okay? Got it? And Linda, you are getting dressed up in that intention and showing up like you have it all. Okay? All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you, heart. I will see you ladies on Friday and in the group. Love you. Bye.